Uruguay, the first pioneers. The beautiful game's global spectacular started here, on home soil. 1930, Uruguay was chosen to host the first ever FIFA World Cup. Teams from 3 continents arrived, but the dominance belonged to the hosts. Uruguay's victory set the foundation for international football, showing early dominance in South America. They were the Olympic champions, a team defined by skill and grit. The final against neighbors Argentina was a battle of footballing ideologies. Uruguay prevailed, winning 4-2 to become the first FIFA World Cup champions. This victory cemented the tournament's global importance and began the legacy of La Celeste. Italy, the tactical masters. The 1930s belonged to the Azzurri, as Italy became the first nation to win back-to-back titles. Hosted in 1934, the tournament was a showcase of Italian discipline and national pride. Led by the legendary coach Vittorio Pozzo, Italy introduced a revolutionary organized style of play. They mastered the metodo system, a tactical structure that influenced football for decades. Their defense was a fortress, built on physical strength and telepathic understanding. In the 1934 final, they overcame Czechoslovakia in a grueling battle in Rome. 4 years later in France, Italy proved their dominance wasn't just a home field advantage. Giuseppe Meazza, the iconic captain, led the team with unmatched grace and clinical finishing. Defeating Hungary 4-2 in the 1938 final, Italy became the first true dynasty of world football. Tactical, disciplined, and relentless, the Italian blueprint was born. Germany, the mental giants. Germany's World Cup story is one of resilience, efficiency, and an unbreakable will to win. 1954, the miracle of Bern, where West Germany shocked the world by defeating the unbeatable Hungarians. It wasn't just a trophy, it was the rebirth of a nation through the spirit of football. By 1974, a new icon emerged. Franz Beckenbauer, their Kaiser, redefining the game from the back. They were a machine organized, disciplined, and always finding a way to triumph under pressure. In 1990, on the brink of reunification, Andreas Brehme's penalty secured their 3rd star in Rome. Germany doesn't just play matches, they master them through sheer mental strength. Fast forward to 2014, the ultimate display of teamwork, culminating in 7-1 demolition of Brazil. Mario Götze's volley in the final made them the first European team to win in South America. 4 titles, 1 identity. The German machine never stops. Brazil, the joy of football. Brazil is the spiritual home of football, the nation that turned a sport into an art form. 1958, a 17-year-old boy named Pelé burst onto the scene, scoring in the final in sweep. They defended their title 4 years later, but it was 1970 that cemented their legacy. The 1970 team is widely considered the greatest squad ever assembled, playing the beautiful game. Their final goal against Italy was a masterpiece of passing and teamwork, the definitive Samba moment. After a long drought, 1994 brought glory back through the lethal partnership of Romario and Bebeto. Then came 2002, a story of redemption for O Fenomeno, Ronaldo, who scored twice in the final. Brazil doesn't just produce players, they create global icons who redefine what's possible with a ball. 5 stars, 5 golden generations, a nation that plays with joy in its soul. Beyond Brazil, the rhythm, the flow, the kings of football. England, the home of football. In 1966, football finally came home to the land where the modern game was born. Hosted by England, the atmosphere across the country was electric, reaching a fever pitch at Wembley. The team was led by the composed and legendary Bobby Moore, a symbol of English grace. The final against West Germany became one of the most talked about matches in history. Giffords' controversial second goal, did it cross the line? The debate lives on to this day, but the referee pointed to the spot, and Wembley erupted in a roar that shook London. Hurst went on to score a hat-trick, the only man to do so in a World Cup final for over 50 years. As the final whistle blew, Captain Bobby Moore was hoisted onto his teammates' shoulders. The Queen herself presented the trophy, marking England's greatest sporting achievement, 1 title. Live one unforgettable summer, the legend of 1966 remains the heart of English football. Argentina, passion and the chosen ones. Argentina, a land where football isn't just a sport, but a religion fueled by pure passion. 1978, the Estadio Monumental was buried under a blizzard of white confetti as Argentina claimed their first star. Then came 1986, the tournament that belonged to one man, Diego Armando Maradona. With the hand of God and the goal of the century, he transcended the game itself. Maradona didn't just win the World Cup, he became an eternal symbol of Argentine pride. Decades of heartbreak followed, until a new Messiah arrived to complete his destiny. Qatar 2022, a final for the ages, a battle of will that pushed Messi to the summit of greatness. When the final penalty hit the net, 36 years of waiting ended in an explosion of joy. Messi, draped in the royal bisht, finally held the gold he had chased his entire life. 3 stars, 2 legends, 1 eternal passion, Argentina. France, power, elegance, and diversity. France, a nation that redefined football through a blend of technical mastery and sheer athleticism. 1998, on home soil, Les Bleus united a nation, led by the genius of Zinedine Zidane. 2 headers in the final against Brazil made Zidane an eternal hero at the Stade de France. The Black Blanc Bleu squad became a symbol of a modern, multicultural France. 2 decades later, a new generation of talent emerged to conquer the world once again. Russia, 2018. A display of clinical efficiency and explosive counterattacks. Paul Pogba's strike and Mbappé's brilliance left no doubt the world belonged to France. Didier Deschamps joined an elite club, winning the trophy as both a player and a manager. From the streets of Paris to the world stage, French football is a relentless force of nature. 2 stars, 1 republic. The reign of Les Bleus continues. Spain, the reign of Tiki-Taka. Spain, a nation that conquered the world not with power but with a mesmerizing web of passes. 2010, South Africa, the world witnessed the peak of Tiki-Taka, a style built on patience and precision. The midfield trio of Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets turned the football pitch into a chessboard. They suffocated opponents, holding the ball until the perfect moment to strike arrived. In the final, against the Netherlands, it was a battle of nerves and physical endurance. Iker Casillas, son Iker, saved the dream with a legendary toe flick against Arjen Robben. Then, in the 116th minute, Andres Iniesta found the space that would define Spanish history. As the ball hit the net, Spain's long wait for glory was finally over. They were the kings of Europe, and now, for the first time, the kings of the world. 1 goal, 1 philosophy. Golden era of La Roja. The Netherlands, the unfinished masterpiece. The Netherlands, the greatest nation to never win the World Cup, yet the one that changed how it's played forever. 1974. The world was introduced to total football, a revolutionary system where no player had a fixed position. At the heart of it was Johan Cruyff, a visionary whose elegance and intellect redefined the sport. They reached the final twice in the 70s, playing a brand of football that felt like art in motion, but glory was elusive. Heartbreak in Munich in 74, and again in Buenos Aires in 78. In 2010, the Orange returned to the final, only to be denied by the narrowest of margins. Their history is a gallery of legends, from Van Basten's volleys to Bergkamp's magic. They play with a creative soul, a clockwork orange that strikes with beauty and precision. Though the gold trophy remains a dream, their orange spirit is woven into the fabric of the game. The Netherlands, the masters of the unfinished masterpiece. Croatia, the fiery spirit. Croatia, a nation of only 4 million people that defied the odds to shake the foundations of football. 2018, Russia, the Vatreni, the fiery ones, ignited a journey that captured the world's heart. At the center of it all was Luka Modric, a maestro who played with the wisdom of a king and the heart of a lion. They survived 3 consecutive extra-time battles, proving that resilience is stronger than fatigue. In the semi-final, they broke English hearts, showing the world that size doesn't define greatness. The final in Moscow was their ultimate stage, a historic achievement for a young nation. Though they fell to France, they returned home as heroes, greeted by a sea of red and white. Modric's golden ball was a tribute to a generation that refused to back down. Croatia proved that with midfield mastery and an unbreakable bond, anything is possible. Small nation, Giant spirit. The fire of Croatia burns eternal. The future, a new era of giants. The gap is closing. The era of the untouchable powerhouse is fading as new giants begin to wake. From the rise of African lions to the technical revolution in Asia, the world stage is more crowded than ever. Modern football is no longer just about tradition, it's about data, science, and relentless evolution. Recent tournaments have shown that on any given day, any nation can dream of the impossible. The expansion to 48 teams opens the door for new stories, new heroes, and new legends to be written. North America 2026, a massive stage for a game that has truly become global. Will we see a first-time champion, or will the traditional kings reclaim their thrones? The passion remains the same, but the speed, the power, and the stakes have never been higher. Every 4 years, the world stops to watch history unfold. And the best is yet to come. 80 years, 8 champions. Who will be next?